having a lovely first day of the year at Punta Arena, and the wind has kicked up, and this is obviously a very much open roadstead of an anchorage, so we're gonna get moving. But had a really peaceful, beautiful night here. I'm looking forward to going to Punta Colorado, one of our favorites in the area. During the short 4-mile sail around the corner to Punta Colorado, we experienced a real variety of wind strengths and angle. This little sail had it all: downwind, close-hauled, beam reaching, with calms and even some moments that had us considering reefing. As we approached the anchorage, sporadic swirling winds kept us on our toes while we positioned Cedar McLeod to sail on to anchor yet again. After a chill afternoon, we headed ashore to hike up the prominent peak beside the anchorage that we'd been eyeing up since last season. Oh my, cactus. It's a portion of a cactus, I'd say.
Is it?
Yeah, sliced. Cool little hat you could wear. We managed to get off the boat here. Kat went for a sup and a stroll earlier, but I've been on the boat all day, so getting a hike in before sunset. It's a beautiful evening at Punta Colorado. Really nice spot. Finding our way up this mini mountain. It feels like we're going up, approaching the end of a big climb, but we just left the ocean like 15 minutes ago. Big complex terrain, so there are these gulches that intercept sometimes, but so far we found a pretty good route to get up to this pretty obvious, beautiful peak here. It's so interesting coming off the beach and then being in this terrain just like that. It's really like, if I were going out into the mountains, I would be wearing mountaineering boots, or at least big hiking boots, and probably a helmet in this terrain, but we don't have that on board these days. And so we just make the best with what we have and do these fun little scrambles here on Is the Carmen. Added excitement of scrambling here is any vegetation you come across is probably spiky.
A little narrow goat trail.
Oh, the water would just be gushing in here. So cool. And here's the bottom of the Royal. As I've said in other videos, I really would love to see these arroyos full of water sometime. This one especially would just be gushing out on the beach. Super cool.
Hey, look at the bowl.
Hmm?
There's a bowl. Come here.
Oh, look at an eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an eye.
Oh, it looks happy. Look at its cute little mouth.
Oh, yeah. All right, it's about 10 months later, and it's Operation Find the Eyes of Isla Carmen. There's these two holes on this ridge that you see from certain aspects that I find really fascinating, and I almost found them last year, but I guess I hiked right over top of them. So we can see if we can find these tunnels that go right through the ridge. Just up ahead here. Hiking off trail in the desert is pretty much always a challenging task, but when you add in some vertical scrambling, it makes things extra interesting. The terrain was very loose as we followed goat trails up to the ridge, but it got easy once up on top. Pretty cool, eh? Alright, we've made it to the ridge top. Now we're going to go find these tunnels through the island. There it is. Wow, it's so much smaller than I thought. Hey, cat. That's cool. Pretty cool little tunnels here. I'm gonna crawl into the ridge. Hey, I'm inside the mountain. I found my way into the mountain. There's a big eyeball and the smaller one over there. Pretty cool.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. It's a funny little spot. Going down stuff like this after coming up is always an interesting experience. It always feels much more difficult. And it's very loose here, so we're taking our sweet time. Okay, we've reached the beach just in time for about noon, so we'll go back and have some lunchtime and swimming, maybe some fishing later. That was a nice hike to beat the heat a little bit. Now it's getting real hot. What do you got there?
I made the most yummy fudgicle. I made it with coconut milk, some coffee, and the best raw cacao in the world, cacao magic. And then I put in some coconut flakes too, and it is like such a nice consistency. And yes, more to come of these. Yum.
I am very excited about this after our hike in the hot sun. Yum, yum, yum. Thanks, Kat. So we're just getting ready to take care of a little job that I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and that's gluing down some edges of the treadmaster that's coming up. The treadmaster on this boat is apparently original, so about 45 years old. Given its age, it's in incredible shape. But yeah, around the edges, in some spots, it's kind of coming up. So we're just going to go around and use some contact cement to glue it down, and also cut back some of the edges where it has chipped off over the years. I can only imagine how horrific of a job it is replacing all of the treadmaster. That's not something we see ourselves doing on this boat. I think it's in pretty good shape all in all. And for a 45-year-old boat, that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. Well, we've cut off some spots that were coming off, and so kind of just did our best around them, as you can see here. And then other areas it has just peeled up, and we're just able to glue it back down where it's not chipped off. So I think we're gonna take a little break from this for now because it's really hot out. We are getting an elusive, perfectly calm day. We're going to go to shore and go stroll around. I'm going to swim there. Kat's going to sup. Right, Kat?
Right. There's like a sweet shelf. The tide goes out over, and then it leaves a bunch of really nice tide pools, and there's crabs. And earlier I heard, and I think I saw some sea lions over there yelling, so we'll see if we can run into them too.
It's really fun walk along here with the Sally Lightfoot crabs and other crabs zooming around. They wait till the last second and then they bounce under the rocks to hide. I think they're sunning, warming up or something. Pretty fun to watch though, and they can really move when they need to. We've had a lovely day. The other boats left the anchorage and it's just us now. The sea lion coming our way. And yeah, we're going to hang out here tomorrow too, all day. And the next day we're going to head out towards Puerto Escondido and get some shopping done and also head into town. And Kat's going to get an eye exam done and get new glasses. And I'm going to go to a doctor's to get some forms filled out for our upcoming trip to Nepal.
Wow, there's so many.
You fish?
Yeah,
Sí.
Fish? Sí. Gracias.
Ooh, yum. Trevor's gotten very resourceful in his inability to catch a fish on his own line, and so instead he asks friends for fish.
There we go. It's pretty fun that we can just barter for fish because we have not been having any luck lately. So I'm not sure what type of fish this is. We'll have to look it up. But it's a nice big chunk of fish. It'll be good for us for a couple fish taco meals. With no water maker aboard and refilling being a cumbersome chore in Mexico, we take every chance we can to conserve water. Our shower strategy usually includes jumping in the ocean to get wet, rinsing with fresh water, soaping up, back in the ocean, followed by a fresh water rinse. This routine allows us to have a satisfying wash while only using about 2 liters of water each. Well, after 3 or 4 days here at Punta Colorado, we're going to head to Puerto Escondido and spend a week there on a mooring ball and take care of a bunch of chores where we know there will be no waves. So we're looking forward to that. There's a nice little breeze blowing, so we're going to drop our stern anchor and then sail off the anchor and head on down. We'll get to do a beam reach down this coast, and then we're going to turn up into the wind and then downwind. So we got this kind of zigzag around a few different points and islands. So should be a fun little sail, 10-mile sail today. Underway. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so it's nice that the wind subsided a bit from what it was earlier. We're gonna just have a nice little sail down this coast here. Oh, we just whipped around the corner and it's great sailing. I think we got the current with us now, and we're going 6.5 knots. Real fun. We are rounding the top of Desolate, and in a moment we'll get to bear off and go on a broad reach down to Puerto Escondido. This area, it always seems to stack up. Almost every time it seems we pass by here, there's quite a bit of wave action. It's a nice way to charge over to Puerto Escondido before we are just on a mooring ball for a whole week. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but we're gonna go running and go to the doctors and the eye doctor and other things. But yeah, this is really fun. Enjoying being on the helm.
Sticking it in 4x4 here over top of the island. And this will be our first time paying for any kind of moorage since we left San Carlos a month and a half ago, so that's pretty nice. We don't really need to go in here necessarily, but we're looking forward to just having a bit of a relaxed week where there will be no chance of random waves coming from random places. This place is completely enclosed. The only waves that occur can have a maximum fetch of like half a mile, so we're really looking forward to that. There is going to be a little bit of heavier wind at some point during this week, so it'll be nice to be in here and just take care of a bunch of boat chores, stuff that I've been not doing because I'm like, it's too wavy, blah, 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 but this will be like focused boat work time, taking care of a bunch of chores, getting us ready for sailing to Hawaii and then on to Alaska. Coming into Puerto Escondido here, this is a whole bunch of new dockage that has been built since last year. It was in the plans for a long time, and there it is. We're in Puerto Escondido now and continuing on this little task of gluing down some of the bits of treadmaster that have kind of curled up. This treadmaster is about 45 years old, the age of the boat. So it's done pretty darn good and it's still doing really great, but we're just gonna kind of extend its life a little longer. So we're first taping around it. We've cut away some of the really bad spots and it's not gonna look perfect. It's fully cosmetic in most places where it's actually peeling up. And so we're just doing the best we can. Good morning from Puerto Escondido. It is a rare, slightly cloudy day, and there's actually a chance of showers. The winds have been quite variable the last 24 hours, and are supposed to continue like that, with these weird gusts coming off the mountains and then switching to the north and all over the place. So it's resulted in the mooring ball occasionally hitting the side of the boat, keeping us up a little bit. But with this calm stuff right now, we're going to take the Genoa down and bring it to a spot called the Captain's Lounge on shore, where there's a table and outlets, and we'll do some minor sail repair that we need to get on before it gets any worse. Kat just thought of a really clever idea on how to make this a little more of a controlled way, so we just rolled it up, and it's a lot better than the flop on the deck and try and fold later, I think. Well, welcome to the Puerto Escondido sail loft here. Kat and I have taken over this corner of the spot they call the Captain's Lounge, and we're just doing some different sewing projects and a little sail repair. Got the Genoa here. Mostly just slapping a bunch of tape on it and a bunch of chafe spots, but sail tape is incredible stuff, so it's doing really good work. There's tiny little bits of rain actually hitting the window here for the first time I think I've ever seen here. Oh, there's a rainbow. Look at that. Check it out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we don't see those too often down here.
What that rainbow is. Yeah. It's a low rainbow. I love rainbows.
That's really neat. There's a Baja rainfall. It's almost getting me wet. Getting those cushions out. Okay, the work continues here on the taping. This is a really bad section here at the clew of the sail, so I'm going to peel all this stuff off and slather a bunch of tape, but I've done some really nice progress on the other part of the sail. I'm really happy how that's turning out. Meanwhile, Kat is making some reel covers behind me here, in the design phase right now.
You're getting closer.
We're gonna go buck this chop now. It shouldn't be so bad. Let's take our time, but getting dark. It's time to get out of here. After a bit of a breezy night last night, it's real calm and beautiful, and I'm just continuing with some little boat chores. Now I'm going to tension the headstay. It's been a little slack. I've been noticing when we're close hauled, a bit of a bow in the headstay and the genoa, so got to tighten that up a bit. It's my first time doing that, and I have a roller furling, so it takes a couple more steps than just your usual headstay if you had a hank on sails. So let's get at that. So first I got to remove this long plate, I think it's called, and this is an extender that allows the furler to be a little higher up. And so I got to just loosen that off so that I can get at the rigging. So before you loosen this off, you want to tension your halyard against the drum here so that this whole show doesn't just drop down. So that's what I've done already. This string is tensioned to that up there and with the halyard, and it's going to make it so when I remove this, it doesn't drop down on me. So I got this off now, and there was a little bit of a washer spacer here that was here, so watch out if you're taking apart this unit that you don't lose this along with the two screws. Okay, now we got this all opened up here so I can get some of this play out of here. Okay, I just gave it 3 turns, and that moved it about a little over half a centimeter on each side, so that's about a centimeter total. And you can definitely feel it being a bit more tensioned. I can tension the backstay further to tension this later, but I'm going to start with that since I've not done this before, and I just want to see what it looks like under sail now. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to put this back together, and then I'll wash it and put the sail back on. I've washed and lubricated the roller furling bits now, and so I'm going to raise the genoa by myself. To do that, I thought of a kind of a fun idea. I just grabbed a block to bring the halyard forward to me so I could stand and feed it as well. So that's pretty basic, and I never had thought about it. I think before I'd kind of ran back and forth, but this will be a lot easier. With an afternoon blow in the forecast, I was sure to get the jib sail rolled back into the furler. As is often the case in Puerto Escondido, the forecast greatly underestimated the wind speed, with gusts into the 30s occurring instead of the forecast maximum of 20 knots. So we have some new guests on board. We have a bunch of bees right here, and we have our friend Chelsea.
Hi.
Who's joining us for a week of sailing around the Loreto area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super excited. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have been on the mooring ball for about a week now, and I'm glad we were here for one of those bigger blows, but really happy to be leaving today. We're just going to bop across to Honeymoon, which is just a 3-mile sail or so, which will be a nice way to get our systems dialed, being a team of 3 now, and going and having our dolphin show this evening. I hope it happens.
Cool, yeah, so we're going to sail off the mooring ball here, and probably do the same thing I did last season, where we'll turn the engine on because that channel is pretty sketchy small, but we'll probably be able to sail through it, so we'll give it a shot, just for a little bit of extra fun here on our little sail. And then maybe we'll shake these bees off too.
And look at our amazing vegetation we have collected and harvested. We didn't harvest it ourselves, but I think we're doing good, and we're going to be well fed for a very long time. Yeah.
With Chelsea introduced to the boat, we sailed off the mooring ball and out of the harbor. For safety, we did keep the engine on through the narrow exit channel, but we didn't end up needing it at all. Once outside of Puerto Escondido, we enjoyed a short but brisk sail across to Honeymoon Cove across the channel. Chelsea steered most of the way and was a real natural on the helm. Once in Honeymoon Cove, we settled in and enjoyed the sun setting over yet another wonderful Baja day. Thanks so much for watching Sailing Seadream at Clyde. If you'd like to further support the making of these videos, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment too. Doing so helps these videos reach a wider audience. If you'd like to go a step further, check out our Patreon page where you can directly support the making of these videos through financial contributions. In doing so, you also gain access to additional Sailing Seadream at Clyde content, such as real-time updates, photo posts, and early ad-free access to our videos. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.